thing about London is, you know, it's a super busy place. It's crazy, rush hour and you know, weekends and weekday rush hours, you know, morning and afternoon going to work are, you know, I mean, let's not be around the bush, hellish. And you know, as well, if you're a tourist as well and you come on a Saturday and you're in the centre of London on a mid-Saturday afternoon, it can also be a little bit hellish, you know, the busyness. But when you live in London, one of the benefits of living in London is that you'll occasionally catch London on a sort of quiet few hours or quiet afternoon or morning. And it's these moments, very rare moments, I wouldn't say very rare, but just moments that you wouldn't get unless you lived here. Like a Tuesday sort of, I don't know, a Tuesday early afternoon, or like this, where it's a Saturday morning, no one really wants to commute in, it's quite early, where you get a bit of London just to yourself, you know, and you get to sort of enjoy these incredible sights, but there's no kind of crazy rush of tourists and, you know, snaking queues of people or traffic. And those are the moments when you go, oh wow, you know, wow, I live in London. They're the pinch me moments, and they sort of make it worth it in a way, because you never forget those moments, you know. Or, you know, you've maybe not working it during the week or something like that, or you've got an afternoon off on a Tuesday or a Thursday or something like that, and you decide to, you know, go to, I don't know, the Tate Modern or something like that. If you go there during the week, a weekday, you can catch London quite quiet, you know. I remember walking down the South Bank when I had an interview, and it was during the week. I think it was a Wednesday or something like that, and it was at, you know, I don't know, 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. or something like that, and it was just on the South Bank River. Look at this. And I went for the interview, and then I was just sort of wandering around South Bank, and it was so quiet. I was right near the Tate Modern, and the Tate Modern was completely dead. And I went inside. Whoops, I'm in neutral. I went inside the Tate Modern, and it was completely dead. And I just sat like on a chair. I didn't go into any exhibitions or anything. I just sat in the sort of foyer area. I was like, wow. And then I just walked along the river, and it was so lovely. And for a moment, it almost felt like a sort of town vibe, you know. It was almost, yeah, it was really, really strange. When you sort of have those little moments to yourself, it's just incredible, you know. And they're moments that I'll never forget, you know. That's why I always think it's different to live in a place than just to visit. You know, having lived in Asia, I lived in Bangkok for about almost a year, and then moved to Busan, South Korea, which was there for about 4 or 5 years. But living in the place, living in Thailand, in Bangkok, there was just absolutely nothing that compares to that, you know. You know, I know people who've gone to Bangkok and then visited, or they go to Thailand and, you know, they like it, they have this experience or that experience. But, you know, for me, what I found was like, when I would move to a new city, like when I went to Thailand and South Korea, those places took a while to open up. You know, they took a while to open up. I'm talking months of time. Where, you know, if you just judged it on the first couple of months, you'd probably be a bit like, all right, you know, your perspective on it would be, I don't know, lukewarm or something like that. After 3, 4, 5 months, the place just started to open up in a way that it's hard to even describe, you know. I started meeting more locals and feeling like I really was part of the local area. I lived in a real Thai working class area, not the foreigner central area where everything's really expensive. The thing about Thailand is there's sort of two worlds, you know, the sort of wealthy and the just normal Thais is very, very distinct in Thailand. A lot of foreigners go to Thailand and they stay in these foreigner areas with foreigner prices, farang prices, let's say. But the rest of Thailand does not operate like that. So when you live there, you can, if you move to sort of a Thai area, you end up seeing and experiencing what they like to eat, the street food and and once I started to get integrated in that, it was just incredible. I loved it. But you know, there are hidden sides to places. He's loving life. I don't think he's ever heard of the product. It's called headphones. Anyway, he just wants to share his passion for music, doesn't he? That was nice of him. He could have cut me off there, but he didn't. He let me through. What a G! Oh, here we go. Racing along with his mixtape, blasting out. He's loving life. Okay, we're about 10 minutes away now from Minjung's work, and I've managed to cut down the time. Estimated time arrival was 8 minutes. Sorry. The estimated arrival time was, I think it was 8 past 8, 10 past 8. I managed to cut it down to 1 minute past 8. Now, the joys of riding a motorcycle. Now here's a wonderment here, confusion. Do I go to the middle and wait? No, I don't. That's not what I do. Because I wouldn't know, would I? Islington. That is where we are now, I think. Very nice area indeed. Oh, now I've managed to whittle down the arrival time from 8 past 8 to 8. It's saying, nice. Is this a roundabout? Okay. I don't know what happens here. Double roundabout, whoa. This is a way somebody failed on their test. There was a roundabout. I think it was a bigger roundabout than this. The motorcycle test I'm in. There was a zebra crossing just as he came off, and he was too busy doing sort of his last lifesaver checks, and yeah.
Thanks, guys. That was really nice. Thank you. Good to see you. Yeah. Have a great day. Hope it's not too busy.
So just had an incredible coffee at Caravan, where my partner works. And now I'm going to the bike shed, which is about 20 minutes away. I'm going to visit the barber and get a beard trim. I've never had a beard trim at a barber's or beard cut or whatever. That was a really lovely start to Saturday morning at Caravan Brew Bar. Nice accomplished morning, taking Minjun to work, and I got treated to some lovely stuff. Really nice, really nice. So I had from Caravan, I had a latte, which was really nice. It was like strong and lovely, warmed me up. And Mizuki made me this kombucha, which was really nice. It had a kind of ginger taste to it as well, which was really nice. And then Minjung made me a lovely pastrami sandwich, which was just really nice. So all in all, I've had a right feast to begin the day. On to the bike shed. Didn't realise the bike shed opens at 9. That's quite early on a Saturday as well. I've never been sort of during the day. I've only ever been sort of in the evening time. It'll be cool. I'm hoping that I can park, you know, at the back, because every time I go, you know, when you ride in, there's the tables and chairs. You ride in. The last few times I've been, since having the bike, it's always been the, they haven't had the garage bit open at the end, where you ride all the way to the back and you park. So I'm hoping that it'll be like that. What a beautiful morning. I feel like I'm still squeezing out, you know, these, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a summer's day or anything like that, but, you know, for the most part, so far, since having the bike, considering I got it at the beginning of September, it's now almost mid-October, the weather hasn't been too bad. I'm going to jinx it now, but it hasn't been horrific. There's just been a few cold sort of days, you know, but I've been quite lucky in terms of the weather that I've been getting since riding. Let me tell you though, getting around on a motorcycle, it just soothes the soul. There's just something about moving through space like this on two wheels with an engine between your legs. There's just nothing like it, you know. I used to get glimpses of it when I'd be cycling, but the whole sweating and being exasperated, there's a thrill to it, the endorphins and stuff kicking in and that, but sometimes you just don't want to be, you know, you see a hill and you've got to go, okay, I've got to put more effort in and all that. Like, you come to a set of traffic lights and you have to get all of that momentum back up again, which is one of the reasons I think cyclists have such a bad reputation with lights and stuff, because they don't want to stop and put all the effort back in. You know, they've already picked up speed and they go in a certain, you know, cadence, and they don't want to lose it, you know. But I never get bored of the sound of this engine. Never get bored of it. I think it's also in part to do with this exhaust. My God, is it fun. You don't even have to be going very fast, you know. it's here, on the right. Okay, here we are. Bike shed. Oh, it's quite dead. What's this? Oh, this is great. Look at this. There's some nice bikes here as well. Okay, got a Tenere here on the Transalp. BMW. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. Street Scrambler. It's like the bigger version of mine. I'm sinking into this chair. All right, so here I am at the bike shed. One of my favourite haunts. Once you get a bike, it's just great because you don't have to worry about, you know, parking in London and keeping your bike secure. You can just ride straight in and park with the other bikes and just relax. No locks, nothing like that. So I'm here because just behind me is the barber shop. So at 10:30 I've got a beard trim. Obviously there's nothing they can do with this. so yeah, it'd be cool. Just gonna get a trim, and my first ever beard trim in the bike shed. My first ever beard trim ever. I've always just trimmed it myself, not knowing what the hell I'm doing. But yeah, it's really lovely. What a lovely Saturday. Woke up early, rode into the city, took Minjung to her Caravan Coffee job, and then rode from there to here. And it's only about 15-20 minutes to get from there to here, so really cool. I'm just surrounded by all the motorcycle accoutrements. It's great. Really, really happy. Really excited. So I'm going to sit tight for 5 minutes and then head and get my beard trim. Let's see what the damage is after. Got my beard trim with Guy in the barber shop. All good. Fantastic. And I've got a cappuccino just to warm me up, keep me caffeinated, and a water. But yeah, it's so good in here. There's so much. I've just been having a look in the little store, and there's like boots, there's stuff for your neck, there's motorcycle jeans, which is something I want to get at some point. They've got helmets and stuff like that. Basically a lot of motorcycle gear, which is great. I love it here. I love coming here on the bike. It's just so nice because it's one of those few places in London where you don't have to worry about the bike, you know. And this is the first time I've had an actual beard trim by a barber, you know, instead of just me trying to hack away. Because what usually happens is the beard grows, I do a little bit of trimmage, and then it grows a bit more, and then I do some kind of fatal error and I have to just go completely clean shaven. So yeah, it's nice. I might return here when it grows a bit more and I start looking like Gorilla Man. But now it looks a bit less unruly, doesn't it? It's not bad. I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, Saturday morning, it is 11:15.
So it's not even lunchtime yet and I've already been exploring, you know? Yeah, really productive Saturday. I thought this weekend was just going to be, you know, I was just going to be doing not much at all, you know, just editing. But managed to get some editing done at the coffee shop this morning. And yeah, it's really nice to explore around, and it's quite nice now because it's been over a month now since I got the Triumph and everything's calmed down a bit, you know. The first week of having the bike, it was the tube strikes and I was in and out of London because my partner couldn't get in, she couldn't use the tube. So I was literally taking her from southeast London all the way to central, which was, usually it's about an hour and 10 minutes in current normal traffic, but with the tube strikes it was an hour and a half at the very least. And so I was, you know, I was new to riding, I was new to heavy traffic and filtering, and it was just insane. So, oh, what's this? Also, I love this, seeing new bikes coming in. What's this? I'm not sure what that is, but anyway, yeah, so it's just nice to kind of like be riding around central London. The traffic isn't too bad. I'm more relaxed, I'm more comfortable on the bike. It's just nice to explore around and really start to enjoy the experience of having the bike in London without the tension, you know. Yeah, it's quite good. But yeah, this is great. Fantastic trip done, completed. Got my barber shop thing done, had a cappuccino. It's great to be in this parking space and see all the bikes. It's quite quiet today though, really quiet. I think now it's time to head home. So I'm going to take a nice relaxing ride back to southeast London. Finally got a chance as well to actually park in this cool bit at the back, because the last few times they've taken the tables and chairs out up there and we've parked there instead, but this time I actually got to park in this cool kind of garage thing. Keep misplacing stupid things. My gloves are in here. There we go. Good. Also, shout out to these gloves. These are Merlin gloves. And they're not exactly like the warmest gloves you ever used, but they're really comfortable now that they've been worn in. Yeah, when I first got these, they were quite tight and they were quite... But now look, they've really kind of, they've just molded and just relaxed and they're really comfortable now. You know, they're not the warmest for like long rides, but rides like this in London, you know, when it's not too cold, oh, they're so comfortable, you know. Let's go. Relaxing morning. I said I love London when it's like, she's on her phone. It's really frustrating when you see people on their phones. Notice things when you're on bikes. You know, you can sort of see into cars and you sort of always, you're far more vigilant, you know, in watching watching how people are driving, and sometimes people are driving really strangely, you know.
traffic's going and they're just dawdling along, and you're thinking, what the hell's going on? Like, and then you sort of look in and see that they're dilly-dallying around on their phone, scrolling and doing shit. That's quite irritating, actually, because they're clearly just distracted. The first thing I noticed was not that they were on the phone. Hey, there's the thingy guy. He gives out the green sprouts. That's cool to see him riding around as well. How cool is that? Yeah, the guy that gives out the green sprouts, we were actually really lucky because my partner's been following him on Instagram for months and has been saying to me, have you ever seen him? Can you get a green sprout? We were in the bike shed about a month ago, about 3 weeks ago, picking Minjung up. It was during the tube strikes, and I saw his bike parked there. His bike's very distinct. It's like green sports bike. And I went to look for him, and he was just on the sofas, and I just said, my partner's a real big fan, and as a consequence I am. Would it be all right if we get a sprout? So he gave us 2, and I gave one to my mum actually as well. But Minjung was so happy about it. My partner was just so happy. And now it's just really cool to see him riding around, and just saw him just then. He's probably up to something, probably giving out more sprouts. If you're ever riding around and it's a really cold day, this tunnel is like a nice hairdryer.